here, this problem here on the back, because most of you missed this one. Only a couple of you got this one right. This one where you're supposed to change, what was it, 7/12 to something? 7/12 as a percent and a decimal. Let me just give you the straight up what you. What's that?
What's the trade?
You mean you did like one part of it, you left that one point that probably won't change your grade at one. I feel free. I would. Why not? Some of you show exactly how much effort you put into it. This one here, problem number 13. And if you'd rather not be here, listen to this one. You can go home, talk amongst yourself. This is the only thing I would do, people. You are just going to divide this out. You're supposed to write it as a percent and as a decimal. The first thing I would do is write it as a percent, because what happens is this. You're dividing 12 into 7. Okay, you are going to put a decimal there, but because a percent is moving the decimal 2 places, you're going to think about this without the decimal first. How many times, I'm sorry, no decimal. Well, let's put the decimal there just for fun. How many times will 12 go into 70? Well, 6 times would be 72, so that's too big, so 5. That's 60. How many times will 12 go into 100? 8, 96. This right here is your beginning of your percent. It's going to be 58, but it's not exactly 58 because there's going to be something left over. What's left over? 4. When you get after that second point of the decimal, you make a fraction out of what's left. It's 58 and 4/12%, which reduces down to 1/3 of a percent. So there's your percent. Now the decimal, to get to the decimal, you just keep going with this division thing. How many times will 12 go into 40? 3 times, and you just keep getting 3s. So the decimal is 0.583 repeater. Some of you, I don't know where some of you got 1/4 there. Some of you got, I don't know the numbers you got there, but okay. You can't just take this 3 and put it over there. It has to be what fraction is that repeater 3, which is 1/3. Some of you got 2/3. I don't know where that came from. Okay, but that one to me is should not be terribly difficult for you. I guarantee it'll be kind of along those same lines. Now after that, I will entertain any other questions here of your own choice. Mitch? Number 5. The speedometer on Leona's car shows the speed both miles per hour and kilometers per hour. Using 1.6 as the equivalent for 1 mile, find the miles per hour rate that is equivalent to 40 kilometers per hour. I would write down my equal ratio / fraction / conversion thing. You know that 1.6 kilometers equals 1 mile, right, Mitch? Yeah. First of all, did you take any notes or staple any notes on the back of yours? No. Okay. Yeah, nothing. Check. Alright, so here is this is your conversion ratio / fraction. You are taking this, you're taking 40, right, go. Or maybe it's completely locked up. I used to have this trouble a lot a few years ago. You're taking this, you're taking what you're given, 40 kilometers, putting it over 1, and I'm multiplying it by this fraction. What has to go on the bottom? What label? Because labels, we're looking at crossing off labels when you use conversion fractions. Kilometers. So the 1.6 goes on the bottom, the miles go on top. And to solve this problem, you are just going to divide 1.6 into 40. 1.6 into 40. Move the decimal, add a decimal, it's 16 into 400, which is what? 2 is 32, and 16 goes into 80 5 times. 25. And you did what?
I multiply it.
Did your notes that you wrote to yourself tell you to do that? Because I did this problem on the pre-test and it would have been a division problem as well. Your notes didn't tell you to do that? Oh, that's right, you didn't have any notes. Cole, quit! Let's change colors. Which one?
Number 12.
Number 12, sir. Number 12. Yeah, we talked about this one too, yeah. Measure of angle B is 59 degrees. What's your question on that? What was the deal? This is for everybody. If it's a parallelogram, what do you know about the angles? Once you know one, you know them all. Why, Lainey Kavarik? Opposite angles are D and B. B and D are opposite angles. What do you know about them? They're the same. They're equal. If B is 59 degrees, then D is 59 degrees. What do we know about what we call adjacent angles, which means angles that are right next to each other? Angle B and angle, that big angle A. I remember talking about this in the pretest. Tyler McCoy, what do I know about adjacent angles? Yeah, that add up to 180 degrees. I don't know how you can miss this problem. 59 plus what number is 180? Well, 180 minus 59. 120 degrees would be DAB. Angle DAB, that big angle there, has to be 121 degrees. Somebody that didn't get 121 degrees, what did you do that you didn't get 1? Did I do it wrong?
Because I added 59
Angle DAB. Again, something you could leave notes for yourself. Because tomorrow's test will be probably the same thing, just with different numbers. I can't really make this much easier. Short of actually giving you the answers and saying, here's multiple choice. Put these where they belong. Josh.
Number 3.
Number 3. Yeah. Vertical yardstick to cast the shadow. What do you have to do for this one, Jaden? Shoot? Draw some pictures. Did you say draw pictures? Yes. Alright. And again, this, I remember talking about this. Here's my yardstick. It cast a 24-inch shadow. How high is my yardstick? And you can't use 1 yard because that's a different measurement than this. 1 yard is how many inches? 36. There would be another note to myself. Change yard in inches, because I'm sure tomorrow's test is going to say the same thing. So there's my one triangle. It is going to be a similar triangle to the other one that is the flagpole that casts a shadow 18 feet. And they want to know what this height is. So I'm going to do what? I'm just going to make a ratio box, and I would label it this exact way. What are you comparing? You've got the big triangle. I'm sorry, I'll do the small one first. You've got small triangle, and you've got big triangle. You've got the height of it, and you've got its shadow. Small triangle height is 36. Small triangle shadow is 24. Big triangle height you don't know. Big triangle shadow is 18. So you need to solve this ratio box however you want to do it. Let's change colors. You have 36 over 24 equals x over 18. The easiest way to do that, Cameron Colkin, would be to do what? Reduce what? Yeah. What number goes into 36 and 24? 12. So this is 3. That divided by 12 is 2. And then you can just go, oh, 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27 feet tall. What's that? Problem number 4, since I'm looking at it. Tax and tip is always, you are just going to multiply this times that. I suppose the problem might be is what is 7.5% as a decimal? 7.5%, with the decimal 2 places, it's 0.07. What comes after that 7? A 5. This 5 is 1/2. 0.5 is 1/2. I'm just going to multiply that by 156. I won't do that because I'm sure you can do that. I do so hope we do a little better tomorrow. Let's see. Jaden, shoot!
17.
17. Oh, yes. Yes. I don't know. This one to me shouldn't have been as difficult. Anybody? 17. First thing I do is what? What is my problem on 17? Grace, Christ, 17, what do I have to do?
Not having a negative exponent,
What's that?
change the negative exponent to a positive.
Yeah, how do I get this to be a positive 1 exponent? Grace? Yeah, all you have to do is flip the fraction. You just take this and flip it over and make it 3/4, and that makes it to the positive first power, which is the same as just 3/4. Anything to 1 power is itself. So now you have 4/3 minus 3/4, and a lot of people went wrong there. I'm not sure how hard this is. This is like 5th grade math. 4/3 minus 3/4. What do you have to do? Common denominators. 4 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4, 4 times 4 is 16. What is 16/12 minus 9/12? 7/12. 7/12. Oh, it'll be just like that. Make sure you write them up and down. Change the common denominators. While we're on this, many of you didn't get this one either. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. By the way, again, if it's given in scientific notation, your answer should be in scientific notation. You should get something times 10 to some power here. How do you do multiplication in scientific notation? Step number 1, multiply the lefts together. What is 4 times 4?
16.
Write down the times 10 because it's still in scientific notation. When I multiply the rights together, which is my next step, what is 10 to the negative 2 power times 10 to the negative 3 power? That is always the toughest part of this. What is 10 to the negative 2 times 10 to the negative 3? Danny? It is. Why is that? Because when you multiply bases that have exponent, like bases together with exponents, you add the exponents together. And note to self, I'm adding these two together, not multiplying them. For the same reason when you have that is an incorrect answer. Why, Aubrey?
Can't have negative exponents.
Wrong. In scientific notation, you can. That's the only time you're allowed to keep them. Why is this answer not correct? Note to self. Isabel?
Because 16 is the number between 1 and 10.
You're not allowed to have a big number like this on your left number. It has to be between 1 and 10. It's an easy fix. You just take the decimal from where it started, move it so that it is between 1 and 10. It is now 1.6. But then you have to, because you changed this, you have to adjust this number. You made this, if you make this smaller, which I did, I have to make this bigger. And negative 5 plus 1, I make it one smaller, I make that one bigger, is a negative 4. 1.6 times 10 to the negative 4th power. Elijah?
5. 8.
5 or 8. Where is that over here?
You just
I do 8, 5.
just saw it.
I already did 5.
I said 8.
What?
I said 8.
Oh, okay. You said 8 then 5 or 5 then 8?
5 with 8.
Writing the equation in slope-intercept form. In slope-intercept form, the generic, without any numbers form of slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. You need to figure out what the letter m is and what the letter b is. The easiest point is finding out what the letter b is. How do I know what the letter b is? Drew Norquist? How do I know what the letter B is? It's called slope-intercept form for a reason. The letter B is the intercept part of that. So where is the intercept, Drew Norquist? Would it be helpful if it said slope y-intercept? It is. It crosses the y-axis at 1. That's what this number is. So you put a 1 there. Now all you have to do is find the slope of the line, so you just need to make a triangle using some points. Well, we already got this one. That's 1 point, and I would go ahead and use this one. You could use that one as well. Make a right triangle out of it. How high is that triangle? 2 units high. How wide is that triangle? Only 1 unit wide. There's my slope. You must check to see if it's positive or negative slope. Is it positive? Is it going uphill or is it going downhill? Grace Christ, it is positive because left to right, uphill is positive, downhill is negative. So y equals positive. You don't have to leave this in fraction form. You can just write it as y equals 2x plus 1. I would give it to you if it's in fraction form, but that would be the general way to go.
Wait, why is it 2x?
Because 2 over 1 is 2. I could give you 6 over $1, but that would be the same as $6, so I should say it was 6 over 1. Oh, I feel so much better about this already. JD?
I do have number
Number 11. Remember 6th grade when I said math would get hard? Much more hard. Oh, what is the area of triangle ABC? Well, the first thing, Jenna, I write down is my formula for area of triangle, which is, Jenna? 1/2 base times height. And what is my base and what is my height? They have to be the 2 lines that are perpendicular. So you got to go and look up here and find the right angle, which happens to be right here. Here is my height. And the line that it's perpendicular to, which is this, is my base. So it is 1/2 of 10 times 6. Half of 60 is 30. So the area of my triangle is 30, whatever that is, feet squared. What did you put down, Jen? These 2 lines are not right angles. You have to be able to form right angles there. The area of the parallelogram is the same thing for those of you that missed that one. The area of a parallelogram is just base times height. And they also have to be perpendicular, which means it's going to be 6 times 10. Which is not hard math in my world. It is 60 feet squared, which makes sense because the triangle that we found the area of takes up half the area of the whole thing. The whole thing was 30, half of it, well, the whole thing was 60, half of it was 30. This math is pretty simple, relatively speaking. Keeping your relative in. Maddie, you're up.
15.
Number 15, oh, my favorite of all time. Maddie, what's 1 to the 3rd power? What's that? 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 to the 2nd power? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 to the 1st power? What's that? 3. And 4 to the 0 power? anything to the 0 power is 1. So those are the simplification of those terms. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8, minus 1 is 7. Nobody on number 16. Delaney.
6.
6. Number 6. What is the length of the diagonal of a rectangle that is 30 centimeters long and 16 centimeters wide? With insert everybody drew. Or twist. A rectangle that's 30 centimeters long and 16 centimeters wide. Well, I think we talked about this. You have to think about that. The only way to find that out is hopefully that's a right triangle, which it is because a rectangle is made up of all triangles, of all right angles. So you forget about this and make this a triangle, and you hope this is a Pythagorean triple. Otherwise, you have to use the Pythagorean theorem, which nobody wants to do. So you look over here. Is there a 1630? No. So then your next thing is, well, let's hope that I can shrink this triangle down and find a Pythagorean triple in there. Well, what common factor does 16 and 30 have? Okay, you can cut them both in half. When you cut them both in half, you end up with an 8, 15 triangle. Is there an 8, 15? Yep, there sure is. What is the diagonal of an 8, 15? 17. But 17 is not my answer. That's the small reduced form. You know, to get the answer to the big one, you have to do the opposite of what you did to get to the small one. I divided this by 2. So to get to the big one, I got to multiply by 2. So 17 times 2 would be 34. 34 centimeters. Mitch.
16.
Number 16. I was wondering what you would ask. Anybody first step on number 16? Isabel?
Bring the negative down.
All right. Find all the negative exponents and make them positive because we don't do well with negative exponents. So I'm going to rewrite this. The only one that needs to be changed is the negative 1 needs to go to the bottom. I'll rewrite the whole thing. 6 y x to the 5th y over, I'm moving the x down, let's put it at the end. Now, somebody, because there's different ways you can do this. Isabel, what would you do now? Or what did you do?
I would add the so like 1 and
Okay, so you put the y's together. Y times y is y squared. And there's an x to the 5th up there. And then you can put the x's together on the bottom, so it's 3x cubed y, right? And then, Isabel,
cross off.
well, you have to think about this like this. Y squared means you have y times y. You have 1y on bottom that's going to cross off with only one of those y's on top. So you're left with a y on top. This on top, you have 5 x's. And on the bottom, you have 3 x's. So 3 of the bottom ones are going to cross off with 3 of the top ones, and you're going to be left with an x squared on top, 2 x's. So what's left on top is a 6, a y, and an x squared. What's left on the bottom? A 3, but this 3 can cross off with that 6. What is 3 and the 6? 2. So everything on the bottom actually crossed off, and you're left with 2x squared y, or 2yx squared on top. 2x squared y. Usually when we write letters, we write them alphabetically. It doesn't matter. But you could have crossed the 3 off with the 6 right away and got 2. And you could have crossed this y off with that y right away. With those x's off with that. X. Wait, is it x3 or x2? x2. Uh-oh, Mrs. Smiley.
Your social studies answer key.
Oh, it's right here.
Yes.
Did I not give you one?
Well,
There's something wrong.
yeah.
Everybody get one wrong that I marked?
No, you gave me the wrong answer key.
Not again.
Yeah.
Poor Mrs. Smiley.
It's okay. It's all good.
Thank you, ma'am.
I didn't understand it. Like,
Which
why-
part?
Flipping, like what happened to 6x to the -1?
This -1, we make it, we don't deal with negative exponents, you have to make that a positive one, you can do that just by moving the x to the bottom.
Right, but you leave the 6 on top,
Yes, 6 doesn't move because it doesn't have a negative exponent.
so then is it 6y?
It becomes 6y x5y, 6y x5y.
So then there's 6y's.
Well, you don't think about it as being 6y's, there's only 2y's. Technically, there's 6x to the 5th y's added together, but you're thinking multiplication, you're getting multiplication and addition mixed up. But I wouldn't think about, you don't need to think about that at all, you're just looking at, this is all multiplication, you can cross cancel things if you cross cancel. You get multiplication and addition mixed up, which is easy to do. Delaney,
19.
lucky number 19. Yeah, I remember talking about this one on the pretest too. Remember, your ultimate goal here is to get the letter x by itself, correct? So in order to do that, you have to get rid of this, and you have to get rid of this which is in front of the x. So which one do you do first? No. The last step is always you get rid of the thing that's next to the x because that's multiplication division. You have to get rid of the addition, subtraction stuff. And I remember telling you this, if this messes you up, usually when they write equations down, they put the term that has the letter first. So if it helps you to think about it this way, make 0.2x first plus 0.7 equals 1.3. Because usually this term comes first. So what's the first thing you get rid of here is that 0.7. Which means you do the opposite of adding 0.7 is subtracting 0.7. Subtract 0.7 from that, you end up with 0.6. And then you're left with this. And then the thing to get rid of is the stuff in front of the x. And you do that by division. If you divide 0.2 divided into 0.6, move it one place, move it one place, you end up with a 3. So maybe my note to self would be to move that, put that first, flip-flop those places there because of the commutative property of addition that says order doesn't matter when you add. You can move this one over there and that one over there and everybody's happy. And if you're curious about number 20, it's done the same way we just did that. Get rid of this first because it doesn't have the x, subtract 2/3. Flip and multiply by that last one. Okay, question? Jenna Dervis,
I do you.
number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Alright, number 1 you should do as a percent box. It's not a percent increase or decrease, it's just you're breaking something up into percents. What things am I breaking up into percents? I'm talking about parts and labor. So the parts plus the labor gives me my total bill. You with me, Jenna? Alright. Do I know my percentages on any of those? Well, I know one. I know the total percent has to be what? Right, so I know this percent has to be 100. I don't know either of those. What is my actual dollar cost? Do I know how much my parts are?
Yeah.
Which is Do I know how much my labor is? But I can figure that out because I know the total bill is 120. How much does labor have to be? 120 minus 48? Jaden? 72. Okay, that's all just subtraction. So they just want what the percent for labor is. So this is the box you're looking for, percent for labor. Don't need the parts part. You just make equal fractions with this. What number over 100 equals 72 over 120? And what's the easiest way to do that one, Jaden? What would you do? Just do it out like it is? 100 times 72 divided by 120? You could. I would reduce it so you make the numbers easier to work with. Cut both of these in half, it's 36 over what? 60? Divide both by 6, 6 over 10. And then if you find something like this, 10 does go into 100, 10 times 10. So 6 times 10 is 60% is labor, 40% is parts. Sorry, Cameron. Long weekend? Basketball weekend? Delaney!
Problem number 2, I don't get why I got the mean one.
Well, I would have to say if you got the mean wrong, did you add them up and divide by 5?
Yeah.
I guess you added incorrectly or divided incorrectly. Let me ask this. Who got it right? What did you get when you added all of them together, Tyler and McCoy?
Oh, I raised it.
Right. Somebody have the addition, Maddie, what did you get?
I got 481.5.
481.5. Did you get that when you added them all together? So I mean that's you did the process right. It was just everybody else you got this right, and you divided that by 5. Divided by 5, you get 9 is 45, 31 is 6, and then 15, 96.3. Did you get the median part right though? Yes. Order them, middle. Kovar.
Number 9.
Number 9. The coin is tossed, the number coin is rolled. What is the probability of getting a tails and rolling a 2? Probability of a tail and getting a 2. How do you find that probability out, Lady Kabarak? Not adding fractions. Probabilities of 2 different things happening are multiplying fractions. You need to take the probability of getting a tail and multiply it by your probability of rolling a 2. When you multiply them together, that's the probability. You could draw all of the sample space and try to figure it out, but this would be, what is your probability of flipping a coin and getting a tail? 1 out of every 2, right? There's 2 sides to a coin, 1 of them is a tail. When you roll a dice, what's your probability of getting a 2? You can either get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. That's all your choices are. How many 2s are there? Out of how many total choices? 6. The probability of both of those happening is what you get when you multiply them together. It's 1/12. 1 out of 12 times you will get. Did you add them together?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a note I would make to myself. Would you made a note to yourself? Oh. You're not gonna make notes on this one either.
What do you make notes on?
What's that? Oh, I would need notes for myself. Don't
Like
wrong
I got notes.
Huh?
Like I have like notes for like what it is.
Because I'll let you have a piece of note paper, I won't let you take the pre-test as your notes, or the test as your notes. Those can't be your notes, but some of you take the on it, some of them don't. Kate,
Number 7.
number 7. These get done just like equations. Kate, how do I solve that for x? How do I get the letter x by itself? How do I get rid of these plusing 1? Well, that would give me a plus 2 then. 1 plus 1 is 2. How do I get rid of a plus 1? Subtract 1. It's an equation. You do the opposite. Subtract 1, subtract 1. This goes away. Now x is greater than 3 minus 1 is 2. And then to graph it, just put the 2 under there. Is it an open circle or a closed circle? Open. Why is it open? Because there's no equal sign. And it's all the numbers that are greater than 2, so it goes this direction. Inequalities, which is what this is solved the same way that equations are. You get the letter x by itself by doing the opposite. If this would have been a minus 1, then I would add 1. It's a plus 1. Drew?
How do you know if it's an open circle or a closed one?
If it is just this, it's an open circle. If that has an equal sign under it, it is closed. Because equal sign means can equal. Open circle means it starts at 2 but doesn't include 2. Because 2, is 2 bigger than 2? No, so 2 is not my answer. But anything that's even the slightest bit to the right of 2 would be my answer. 2.1, 2.5, 2 and 1/32. Those would all work. Open circle tells you it starts at 2 but does not include 2. Mitch.
So you could just look at like the direction that is and really find out what the answer is. Like the direction of the little.
I don't know what that means, but this here tells you which way your arrow is.
Yeah. Is that a,
It doesn't tell you the answer because you have to figure out what number it starts at. You gotta subtract 1 to know that that's a 2. Aubrey!
Number 12.
Number 12. Number 12. Number 12. Number 12. Yeah, we already did that one. What is your question on it though? We discussed this with parallelograms, Aubrey. Angles that are opposite each other are equal. And angles that are adjacent or touch each other are what we call supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So here, for example, Aubrey, if I have this, and I know that this is 35 degrees, this angle is 35 degrees, these two angles have to be what number added to 35 gives me 180. So this would have to be what? 145 degrees, and this would have to be 145 degrees. Opposite angles are equal, adjacent angles add up to 180 degrees. So, what we call supplementary. Yes, why? Did I add something wrong? Even when people smirk at me like that, I did something incorrect. Cam!
So number 10 is the answer.
No, number 10, the answer was 60. The area of the parallelogram is base times height. 6 times 10 is 60. Here, right here, 60.
I know where's the 1/2.
1/2 where? This was because I did the one underneath, which was the area of the triangle.
Wow.
This one's the other triangle. Those of you just coming in for band, we spent today reviewing our test because we're taking it over again tomorrow. Well, it's going to be a different one. I will put this video, send this video to your parents if you want to, or need to study. Maybe your grade was already good enough. If you don't want to take the mental game, you just want to keep your grade, you got where's Lucy? I'll throw this video to your parents in an email if you want to watch the whole thing over again. Any other ones before we got about 3 minutes here. Which ones didn't we do? Didn't do the volume of the box. How do you find volume of a rectangular prism? Like times with times sec. You multiply the 3 numbers together. If you got that one wrong, you're struggling a little bit. So intercept one. I think that's just about it. I'm about ready to stop. I did not do problem number 20. Do you want me to do it, or do you think you kind of got a handle on it? You know, the notes to self on problem number 20 is flip and multiply at the end. It's done the same way the one before it is. You subtract 2/3. Change the common denominators, which is what? 6/9, 8/9, 6/9 is 2/9. We talked about this numerous times. How do I get rid of a fraction in front of a letter? Camera Colquitt, you, and multiply. Times 9/5, times 9/5, those cross off. Put it up to just.
Whatever you take the test, you want us to give a test then.
You can give that back to me tomorrow. Otherwise I'll lose them. If you don't wanna try it for my gun run. What's the perfection in here? Where's
Yeah,
personal
I-
satisfaction?
Wait,
Isabel,
can we use the same note sheet that we had from
Sure.
the
no, you can use it when you just can't use your, either of the two tests, right?
Wait, so we have to take the test over again, Mark?
You don't have to if you're happy with what you have. There's no have to. I'm not gonna force you to